If you are watching this video right now, there is a high chance that something in your life is not working the way you want it to work. Maybe you are trying hard but not getting results. Maybe you feel stuck while others are moving ahead. Maybe you have ideas but no clear direction. Or maybe you are simply tired of repeating the same life every single day. What if I tell you that the answer to your success problem is already hidden in a single question? A question so powerful that it decides whether your future will be ordinary or extraordinary. And that question is this: are you going from 0 to 1 or just copying what already exists? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will understand why most people never become successful even after working hard for years. And you will also understand what successful people do differently in thinking, business, and life. This is not just motivation. This is a completely different way of thinking about success itself. The idea comes from the book 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel, a man who built billion-dollar companies not by copying others, but by creating something new that never existed before. Now think for a moment. Most people believe success means doing what others are already doing, but better. Study harder than others, work harder than others, compete harder than others. But what if I tell you that competition is actually the reason most people stay average forever? Because when you compete, you are not creating anything new. You are just fighting for the same limited space that already exists. Imagine 10 people trying to take water from the same small bottle. That is competition. Now imagine creating a new river instead of fighting for the bottle. That is 0 to 1 thinking. And this is exactly where your life begins to change. Because right now, you are probably living in a world of one to many, copying trends, following crowd, doing what already exists. But the real question is, when will you create something that has never existed before? Something that the world has never seen? Something that makes people say, "I have never thought of this before." That is the moment you move from 0 to 1. And that is the moment your life changes forever. But here's the hardest truth you need to hear. Most people are not stuck because they lack talent. They are stuck because they are stuck in copying mode. They are thinking inside the limits of what already exists. And that's exactly why they never escape average life. But there is a way out, a way that every successful entrepreneur, creator, and leader follows without telling others clearly. And in the next part, I will break down exactly how 0 to 1 thinking works in real life, and how you can apply it even if you are starting from nothing.
Now, let's go deeper into the real meaning of 0 to 1 thinking, because this is where most people misunderstand everything. Peter Thiel says that progress happens in two ways: from 0 to 1 or from 1 to many. 1 to many means copying something that already exists, like opening another same type of business or doing what everyone else is already doing. It feels safe, it feels normal, but it never creates true breakthrough success. 0 to 1 means creating something completely new, something that did not exist before you, something that changes the way people think or live. Now listen carefully, because this is important for your life. If you are studying just to get a job like everyone else, if you are building skills just to compete in the same market as millions of people, if you are trying to become better version of others instead of becoming different from others, then you are living in one-to-many world. And that world is crowded, stressful, and full of competition. But if you shift your thinking even slightly and start asking this question, what can I create that does not exist yet? What problem can I solve in a completely new way? What value can I bring that nobody is offering right now? Then you step into 0 to 1 world. And this is where everything changes. Because in 0 to 1 world, you are not competing, you are creating your own space. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine 100 students preparing for the same exam. All of them are studying same books, same notes, same strategy. Who will win? Only those who work harder or smarter within the same system. That is one to many. Now imagine one student who is not just preparing for exam, but building a new skill, a new idea, a new solution that nobody in that group is thinking about. That student is already playing a different game. That is 0 to 1 thinking. And here is the truth that most people never realize. The world does not reward effort alone. The world rewards unique value. You can work 10 times harder than others, but if you are doing the same thing as others, your results will still be limited because supply is high and uniqueness is low. But the moment you become unique, even small effort can create massive results. Now think about your own life. Where are you copying others without realizing it? Is it your career choice? Is it your content? Is it your goals? Is it your daily routine? Because every time you copy without thinking, you move further away from 0 to 1. But the moment you start questioning the system, the moment you stop asking what is trending and start asking what is missing, that is where your transformation begins. And this is exactly what separates average people from extraordinary builders. Average people follow paths. Extraordinary people create paths. Now in the next part we will talk about the most powerful idea from this book, the concept of monopoly thinking and why successful people never try to compete. They try to become the only option.
Now, we come to one of the most powerful ideas in 0 to 1. And this idea can completely change the way you think about success, business, and even your future. It is called monopoly thinking. Now, when you hear the word monopoly, you might think it sounds negative. But in this context, it does not mean illegal control. It means becoming so unique that you have no real competition. Let me explain this in a very simple way. Most people are taught to compete. Be better than others. Be faster than others. Be smarter than others. But Peter Thiel says something completely opposite. He says competition is for losers. Because when you compete, you are always reacting. You are always comparing. And you are always stressed. Now think about this deeply. If 100 people are doing the same thing, even if you become number 1 in that group, you are still stuck in the same system. You are just slightly ahead, not truly free. But a monopoly is different. A monopoly does not compete on price. It does not compete on attention. It does not fight for survival every day. It creates its own space, its own value, its own identity. And that is why monopoly companies dominate the world, because they are not playing the same game as others.
Now bring this idea into your life. If your skills are exactly like everyone else, if your thinking is exactly like the crowd, if your goals are copied from social media, then you are automatically in competition mode. And competition mode means pressure, comparison, and frustration. But if you start building something unique, even if it is small, even if it is imperfect, even if nobody understands it in the beginning, you slowly move into monopoly thinking. Now listen carefully. This is not about business only. This is about your identity. Ask yourself, what can I become that is rare? What skill can I build that few people have? What value can I create that is not easily replaceable? Because the moment you become irreplaceable, your value increases automatically without constant competition. Most people think success comes from working harder in the same direction as everyone else. But the truth is, real success comes from changing the direction completely. One path leads to competition, the other leads to creation. One path makes you replaceable, the other makes you rare. And here is the final truth of this idea. If you are always competing, you are always under pressure. But if you are creating something unique, you are building power quietly. Now, in the next part, we will talk about the final shift. How 0 to 1 thinking applies in your daily life decisions, and how you can actually start building your own path from today itself.